one and a bing, and it's all sort of started and it's all sort of live. It is the Modern Fowler Scrum, and Pat and Sam and Lara, we are all here. What is going on with me? Not so much coding, or not intense coding, I guess. Still hacking away at the async voter, the bot. I think I really must host that. We had the bot kind of went offline last night, and so probably I think top of my list of things to do is to get the async voter bot hosted somewhere sensibly where the WebSocket can't die. And but even higher priority than that is we've got the I forgot what it's called now. It's called the mod programming session coming up in 28 minutes, and I have just been setting up the workspace for that and everything else. So that's all in hand. Yes, I'm going to do that, and then other things going on. Yeah, hopefully get down to some more programming. Website 1 and basic limit control. Yeah, I think the block is finding the key block for me is just making sure that I can find some sort of good hosting for this bot. But there we go. Let's Pat was first in. Pat, how are things going with you?
Good. Just a quick question. What is the mob programming thing? What is that all about?
Oh, okay. So we created these new levels. So there's premium, mob, premium face-to-face, and premium plus are the different levels of premiumness that one can achieve in Agile Ventures at the moment. And particularly a suggestion, the mob one here was a suggestion from Thomas. Quite a good one. And so there's this general concept of mob programming where you get together and you all have access to a shared space and you can all sort of kick around code together. So yeah, there's details of premium mob there. I think actually Matt and Lara are both there at mob or higher on the Agile Ventures hotness scale. Sorry, shut up, Sam. That's me slapping myself in the face. But so yeah, I've created kind of a shared look at my Agile Ventures ASCII art. Ooh, model.
Really retro. Really
yeah. I tried to post it into Slack, and Slack was like, but so yeah, so at the top of the hour, we'll all be kind of mob programming on some Confident Ruby stuff in this shared space. So yeah, that's the mob programming broader sense. It's kind of, we're doing mob programming for us. There's mob programming. There's a whole book on it actually. Is of like when a team beyond pair programming, when you get like the whole team together to try and bash their head on the same problem repeatedly.
Okay. Cool. That sounds neat. Thanks for that explanation. So for myself, I did some pair programming yesterday after the Scrum with Lara and Paul. Hopefully, Paul was having problems with Firefox. Reviewed PRs. Lara had a PR in and reviewed that. That looks good. Erica, another contributor, I think she's a MOOC student, reviewed her PR last night, just re-reviewed it this morning. I started a story where a company person can search for job seekers that match a particular job from the company. And last night we had the Pacific Rim US Scrum business, and the fellow called, his first name is Sage, from dashboard.wikiedu.org showed up.
Oh, cool.
The guy who slacked us
he was
last week.
Now, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So he's looking to get on board and maybe see if we can adopt this project, and he can work within the Agile Ventures framework,
cool,
etc. So I explained all of that to him, and he's willing to be a PM on the whole regular Scrums, daily, twice a week, whatever it might be.
Sure.
And just real briefly, what they're doing is they have this system that's really, he calls it a course management system for writing Wikipedia articles, where a professor may assign a student to write a Wikipedia article as opposed to a general paper.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so he says the app is meant to make it easy for newcomers to write in Wikipedia articles to get started, to work, to make their work visible to reviewers like professors, easy to follow and catch beginner mistakes, and when they catch it, route to the correct help resources. Not exactly sure what that meant. This was initially developed by a development agency, commercial agency, about 1.5 years ago, and since then they've had limited budget for development. He's got enough for 2 developer days a week, and he spends it on bigger bugs. So he's looking to really get involved with Agile Ventures, get involved with volunteers helping out, etc. So I said he's perfect. He's checking off all the boxes.
Absolutely.
So he's lead developer. The organization, it was spun off. It's a nonprofit. They were spun off from Wikimedia Foundation, people who create Wikipedia.
Sure.
But they're based in San Francisco. Sage is based in Seattle.
Right.
And he would be the project manager, etc. And I explained to him, how that all works. So I proposed to him that we hold we publicize a little bit and hold maybe a half-hour intro to the project next week. And maybe we do it in the Kent Beck Scrum, or maybe we do it as a special,
Sure.
after the Kent Beck Scrum,
Yep.
or as a special activity. So anyway, thought I'd throw that out and get some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Sounds like, Sam, you're in violent agreement with it.
I mean, I'm going to explode. Anybody else?
It sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So what do you think about maybe piggybacking on top of one of the scrums next week, Sam? He's in San Francisco. He's in Seattle, so he's.
Yeah. I think any day after the Kent Beck is a definite possibility. Until next week. Next week Tuesday is busy because I'm running this big agile project workshop. So yeah, I don't think there are. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think are normal. All possibilities. I think would be good possibilities for me next week.
Okay, so I'll connect with him and say latter part of the next week and see if that time's good for him, and then we'll put it together and maybe get the word out too, so we have people showing up. I think it'd be a lot better to have a kickoff like that than to just put a general notice in Slack saying, "Hey, if you're interested in this project, go look at it." Let's get some discussion going.
Yeah. I think it's great to the wonderful thing is if you create a video and then that video, that discussion can be shared. And yes. And I'm just in my mind because I have a lot of meetings on Friday. Yeah, Wednesday in my mind. Wednesday and Thursday are sounding like the best.
Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, I will note that. All right, that's it for me. Sorry for the long update, but
oh well, great news.
No blockers.
Wonderful. Let's go on to thank you, Pat. Let's go on to Lara.
Hey, okay. So yesterday I appeared with Patrick on MedPlus on UTC to local time. He just helped me go through some of the test code and sort it out. I pushed it up. We had a failing test fixed. He suggested a fix, which I fixed. I then pushed it up, but now see I've got another failure on semaphore. It's got nothing to do with what I am doing, Patrick. It's a failure on software developer. So I don't know what that is about. And then I've been working on local support. I haven't had electricity the whole morning. That's just come back up now. So I was working on local support on getting the SEO test to pass, but the one instance is not passing, and I'm not sure why, because I am following exactly what I did before. So Sam, maybe sometime, maybe tomorrow, if we can. I know today's a bit crazy.
Yeah, so you're getting a local failure on local support.
Yeah, I'm just on a cucumber test.
Right.
It's a test that I followed. It's on SEO. Yeah, I've pushed it up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I've followed the same principles that we've done for all the others.
Right.
But it's failing, and
Okay.
I've sat for 2 days trying to sort it out.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes. No. Well, if it's up there, yes, I will review it. We will get it sorted. Possibly even very quickly at the end of the scrum. But let's see how we go for time.
Okay. Great.
Anything else?
No, that's all me. Thanks.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Lara. Let's go on to Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hi. Sorry.
How are things going with you?
Yeah, very good. No real updates. It's just a nice routine for me. One update is I do have another person working on the cucumber failures, so now I kind of got to worry about 2 people.
Yes, adding more people to the project. Yes. Go on. Sorry, go on.
I do it myself, but then he had already wanted to look at it. The new person, Alexander.
Yeah.
So that's about it for today.
Okay.
I'll go.
All right. So yeah. So I guess that cucumber thing is still the blocker. We've put another person in there. Yes, we'll have to keep a close eye on that. We also got your website one story voted on. Yeah. But so nothing. No specific painful blocks for you then, Michael. Matt. Sorry.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Well, I guess what we might do. I mean, we have got that's our scrum, unless there's some particular bing, 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 like on fire thing. I guess I'm just tempted to look at this. Did that just work? It did. Yeah. So this is the failure that you're getting there on your code, Lara. So this looks sort of similar to the issue that we had before. Is this actually failing in the so this looks like this is failing in the RSpec rather than the cucumber.
Yeah, that's one aspect failure and then one cucumber failure.
Oh, is there?
Well,
Oh, okay. I think
this-
the way that I'm seeing on the CI here, and the CI, if the R specs fail, it just stops, so we don't see the that thing there. I mean, I have mixed feelings about the R specs of controller tests because I kind of feel like that sort of, you know, I mean, the idea is that the spec of the controller runs faster and allows you to catch the error more quickly. But then, if we're following the guideline that the controller really should have absolute minimal code in it, the problem is complex specs on the controller you know, they're sort of encouraging a bad habit there. I'm just tempted. We've got like 4 minutes, and then I'm going to make a tea. But let's see if I can quickly grab this code and squash this bug. Git check out, develop, git. Oh, get loads code for that.
And Patrick, will you just look at, when you get a chance, also just to look at my PR and see why it's failing on that software developer?
Yeah, Laura, I put something in the chat, but let me explain. So I've seen that test recently with other PRs, that same step, that same cucumber scenario. So I'll look at it.
Okay.
It's just more of our flaky tests we have to do.
Okay.
Yep. It's not anything you did.
Okay, good. Well, happy Thanksgiving then, huh?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, so we've got, I'm just running the pages controller here. And so we've got this issue that pages controller 74. So and presumably you've kind of worked through the stat trace here, Lara.
I kind of looked at it and then I thought, well, let me get my SEO tests passing before I got into looking at what the page controller was doing.
Okay, no, fair enough. I guess I'm looking at the wrong project here, so that doesn't help. Let's find local support. Here we go. Pages controller.
Because I know that we changed some stuff, and I don't know if that's why it.
Right.
Because we put that set page in, we took this. We put the set page at the top, and then we put
for show, update, and edit. And so, I mean, I guess the other thing for me to look at is, so we've got those things failing. You've drawn my attention to the fact that there is also a cucumber failing, and so maybe that's let's see. So all of the tests, they're in a single feature file, right, for the SEO at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So we've got there. Now that looks like here we've got a basic steps RB79. That looks like.
Show me the page. Sorry, I should have taken that out because I was trying to see.
Sure. So you're trying to see what was being displayed at that point. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and it doesn't want to.
Yes.
And the basic step is show me the page. Then show me that's right at the top.
We've got line 70. It was line was it? It's sent to me basically line 79 there. Save. This is complaining undefined method end, and that's very strange because it's sort of failing to interpret the. But what is this? SEO feature 32. There is something very odd here. Let's have a look in the admin, SEO feature, on line 32, then show me the page. That all looks perfectly normal and above board. There is, so here, when things go really crazy like that, like I'm tempted to like kind of completely remove this, and then we've got this. I mean, I thought that then let's have a look. If we go to the step definitions, find a path, save and open. No, right. So that's exactly the place. And so if we now, I mean, the other thing that I'm, with that, I kind of tend to worry about, are there strange characters? And so I sort of take this and I take it into just a raw text editor that won't have any strange characters in it. And then I come back in. So then show me a page and I resave it. It's like sometimes there are strange characters that you can't see. This might not be the case in this one, but let's see here. That's very, now, if we just do other thing to do here, this is good that we've got, I don't know if Matt and Pat are still looking at this, is there something that we're missing here? Like, is there the structure of this We've got then show me the page. We've got that is a perfectly valid regex as far as I can see. Okay, so now
Looks
just having
good to me.
put there, that save and open page by itself. And obviously, we've used this step before.
Yeah, lots of times.
I mean, so just by putting the puts s in there, that's fine. For some reason, it seems to be interpreting the save and open page thing as something other than what it was. Save and open page. And we've got that's the launchy gem, isn't it? That the launchy gem. It is indeed that's launchy as a save and open page. A capybara, that is exactly the text. That is very strange that is not working. I guess that may be somehow related to this thing. I always prefer to use the debugger, but so we've got the actual failure there, which is expected. We're expecting a page with the title about us, and that's not happening.
Yeah.
And presumably it's not working when you run the Rails server.
Well, that's what I did. I did query that last week when I said, how come I'm not seeing the about, the disclaimer, and the contact us page at the bottom?
Right, and this is the thing that we worked on together about 2 days ago, didn't we? And I kind of got it working, and you've done a restart of this. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I did it. I redid it, and then I looked at your code, and I did exactly what you did. You see, I don't have that I don't have the about us contact info and disclaimer at the bottom of the page.
No. Although you can. I said there's that subtask that we could be doing, which is so for here. See, it looks like for at least contact info there. Oh no, and about it. No, so it's working in the browser there. So this is given I visit the show page for About Us, then I should have a page with the title About Us Harrow Volunteering. So we've got that.
I've given it a background. I've given it a background, so that's right.
Yeah. So and particularly if the save and show me the page is not working, then I'm tempted to jump in here with the bug and just look at the. So we've got now this page. So page. Can we ask the title? Is Harrow in this context? Is Harrow Volunteering?
Yeah, and then there its name, page.
Yeah.
Names.
So we've got a background. The following page exists, and the following. Yeah. See, I think here that page isn't being created. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
What I've just done is that. So there, looking in the debugger, I'm seeing that this is the page title.
Okay.
So that immediately makes me since it worked in this environment with the about us, that makes me immediately suspect the data that we're creating in the background step. So particularly being, and this is a Ruby mine, is I just command B and I see, oh look, this following page is, I don't know who wrote this, but it's actually not creating the page.
Okay, I wrote it.
Yeah, so what we would probably need to do here, I mean that was like you were kind of in the process of getting it together. I mean, and in fact, there may be. I think we've got static page steps. Have we got one with that creates them? We maybe don't. Yeah. So you were very sensibly creating one there. Following page exists. B, and so we would need to have.
So that must actually go to static page then.
It would then need to have something here like static page dot create, and then you've got the row. Like so, and that may or may not work, but continue that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that seems to be that problem, or at least one of the problems. It's not hitting it several times here. Probably have to get rid of the bug. What have I done? I stuck the bug. Then there is an I debug operation that we can use. I still stuck that in there. Okay. Yes, and then okay. So I mean, I think that it's probably not static. I don't know what we even call them. What do we call them? Go from models. We call them pages. They're called static pages on website one. The problem of working on more than one project, as you're working about 8 now, aren't you, Laura? You're gonna outdo me on the. There we go. Okay, so that's creating the page. I mean, there may be also other things going in there. That would seem to be at least one problem. I mean, I'm also slightly suspicious of this. I mean, let me go back up here. The failure of the specs as well, though. So I think there's one thing is to like make sure that really is creating the page. It almost feels like, for the trouble that we're having, that it's worth maybe working on the separate ticket, which is to create the about us and those other things, and have them kind of just there to support your investigation of the system with the live server, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that might also be to put this on hold and then work on that feature and then come back to it. The failure that we're getting here, which is that the application controller, page controller 74. I mean, the way in which the controller specs come is always somewhat artificial. But we have a look at the pages controller spec, and it's doing all sorts. Which is the one that's actually failing here? Let's see what this one is. It's like on 41. So it's got in full swing current. I mean, I think I find these things unpleasantly difficult to maintain. See, we've got like an about page in there. I just want to kind of come in here with that and bug it. And I mean, I'm almost tempted to like just end up deleting all of our controllers there. So if we have in there, like the page thing is set to be nil, and that is presumed, like, hopefully this would have been run, but we've got, what's the params ID? Params ID is about, and then we're doing page find by permalink, and it's not finding it. And I think, so we can see here, I don't know if the problem makes sense, is what's happening for the controller spec is that we have, like here, it's creating like an about page, but it's like an about page double entity.
Okay.
And then like within 41 here, it's like, it's not even referring to it. So the kind of, I mean, the structure of this test is not wonderful. So I'd almost be tempted to rip those out. So I better stop so I can get my tea. I hope that sheds some light on those issues there.
Yeah.
There's still more to do. We can look at it in more detail perhaps tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect.
Great. Good stuff. You show me a bug and it's like, I must discover, I must learn, I must have truth. I want squash, I want to get in there. Okay, so Matt and Lara, I'll see you in about 5 minutes, and in the mobbing power. All right, bye for now. Thanks, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.